us was an imposter, just as the man we captured was posing as someone working on the cleanup team. They're transporting a sample of the virus that the ill patient Owen has to some sort of facility for analysis. Why, I'm not sure.
The chemical weapon ingredient? The true severity of the plane crash? Owen's unexplainable condition? This isn't an ordinary cover-up. We're dealing with something far more malicious than we imagined.
And that's exactly why we need to go through with my plan, Jeff. We've got all we need to be successful.
Penny, you want to impersonate grunts, make your way into a chemical weapon cartel unprepared, and meet with an unknown party, all while transporting a likely hazardous substance?
These people don't know who to expect, Jeff. They'll just be checking the ID on the phone. Me and Parker can pull this off, and we can find out who's behind all this.
Scott, yes?
Father, the fake nurse is in custody now, but we've got another crisis on our hands.
What's the trouble now? It's been a while since the smoke first started, and now it's eating through the air vent doors. In just a few minutes, it'll reach the ICU. I don't understand. Why is it only melting the vent doors now? Because of volume. The smoke has kept growing all this time, and it's only just slowing down. It's bursting out of every crevice, and it's become potent enough to start doing some real damage. And we've got a few minutes at best. At best. That's not enough time to get all the patients out. Base, what's your take on this? Is there anything we can do to speed things up? One moment, Scott. All right, Penny. We need the remedy to this smoke yesterday. Do whatever you have to. With the risk involved, I'll send Thunderbird 1 to collect you once you've finished.
FAB, Jeff. We'll be on our way now.
Now, what to do? We can't move the ICU patients any faster. They have to be connected to their equipment still. What's powering their equipment right now, Scott?
From what I've learned, the ICU has its own separate power generator. The entire energy process is contained in the ICU sector.
What if we didn't detach them from a generator? How big is the ICU, Scott?
I'd say about the size of one of Thunderbird 2's pods. Why?
Why don't we just, lift the ICU itself out, with all the patients, equipment, and the generator all at once?
As in, the whole room?
Alan, the ICU is a level underground with a thick layer of rock above it, and it contains the contents of a single-story house. It would be too heavy for Thunderbird to—
She can do it!
Don't be ridiculous, Virgil. It's not possible.
I'm telling you, my ship can carry that room. We can use the mole ICV to place explosive charges to separate it from the ground. That'll give the engines full power, just long enough to set it down on the surface.
I'm losing all my battles today. Fine, Virgil. Let's give it a shot. Use the mole ICV to set the charges. As for you, Scott, I want you to follow Penny and Parker's flight to ensure that no harm comes to them. Find a way to get them out of there when the time comes. ID? Right. You've got priority clearance. Hand the phone over. will be following my colleague here. The boss will see you inside. Right on time. Just set it there. Are you sure it's safe to have that stuff in the room with us? Should we be wearing something? It's quite alright. Our source at the quarantine center assured us that the sample is harmless in this container, just as long as it's moved to a new one eventually. Well, you two have more than lived up to your reputation. It was surely no small effort to get this all the way out here. I'll see you out now. The next flight isn't for a while, so you'll be taken to the waiting room in the meantime. Thank you, sir. Will we be allowed to have our phones back now? You'll be handed your devices just before you get on the plane. We have yours labeled in our storage. Very well. Pleasure doing business with you, sir. Likewise. I have a good feeling that we'll have more work lined up for you in the future.
I assume things went well, because I'm listening to someone's conversation right now. I'll patch you in.
What do you expect to find from this sample, Professor? Though this man's exposure to it has been quite a headache for us, it also presents a great deal of opportunity. I'd like to learn more about how Megopis affects the human body through its condition. Yes, the recent plane crash was quite the happy accident. Two unrelated chemicals being on the right aircraft at the right place in the right time. It was quite a shock that after so many tests, the accidental combination of water, compound 9, and heavy-duty nylchloric acid would give us the desired results. I suspect that the moisture in the man's body is what is preventing the doctors at Clark Dyson Quarantine Center from curing him. That's great and all, but it won't be long before the government figures out what we're up to. The current situation at Clark Dyson was bad enough to warrant assistance from international rescue. Those guys are as smart as any of our scientists, and they'll probably figure out what the stuff is. Nobody else in the world is aware of the existence of nylchloric acid, and therefore the same can be said of Megopis. That's why the quarantine facility hasn't been able to comprehend it, and that's why international rescue won't be able to either. And what about the contamination at the plane crash site? I've been over this before. Following the patient's contamination, we've quietly decontaminated the whole area now that we know what exactly was created because of the accident. All cleanup records state that there was no risk involved, so nobody will suspect a thing. There's nothing standing in our way to mass-produce Megopis on a global scale. Can't complain with that answer. Anyway, I believe we should let the professor have his way with the sample now. You are both adjourned. Boy, that's a lot to take in. One thing's for sure, I've got to tell Brains about this. Brains won't be able to do anything until he knows what this nylchloric acid is. I suspect that's the one piece of the puzzle he's still looking for to put an end to this. I'll try to get some answers for him. Okay, Lady Penelope, but don't do anything too rash. Thunderbird 1 will be there to pick you up soon, and we don't want to create an even bigger scene once it arrives. The time for avoiding rash actions has passed long ago, John. I can only do what's necessary now. Thanks, John. I'll be awaiting Lady Penelope's report. Could this get any worse, Virgil? What in the world is nylchloric acid? No wonder I haven't been able to get to the bottom of this smoke. At least we're getting somewhere, Brains. John also mentioned that the chemical manufacturer successfully decontaminated the plane crash site after Owen got sick. And that must mean they have a remedy for this stuff, including the smoke. Right now, let's focus on getting the ICU to safety. Generator is disconnected from the main power supply, and everything inside is secure. Let's do this. Detonating charges in 3, 2, 1. Shoot! I'm so close. I just have to set it down somewhere that isn't above the rest of the facility. Ah! Ah! It's down safely, Brains.
Wicked flying, Virgil.